don't you look at me? I've tried to be as open as I can. Why don't you look at me? I'm tired of being the invisible man. The invisible man. Oh, the invisible man.
Well, hello and welcome to another edition of the Invisible Man Show. Unfortunately today, for the first time, we've been forced to come only on YouTube because the wonderful people there on Facebook has actually stopped us from streaming our regular show. What the bleep? What the hell's going on, Ryan?
I wish I could tell you, Mark. If I knew what was going on, I don't think we'd have this problem. It's just, we have our regular routine on getting the show started up, and the last probably 10 minutes before we go live is a frantic. All you hear is this clack, 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 clack of everybody sharing to different groups and friends and doing the whole thing to get all our viewers to come in. This time we went to go do it, and it booted Mark off his Facebook. And then, so we re-logged back on, and then Restream wouldn't upload. And then, so we tried several different ways to get the post out, and here we are. It just would not. And Facebook just came back and said, nah,
Yeah,
no,
well, actually, it wasn't until it was the last minute. It was all, okay, well, let's stream only to Facebook if I can find the stream key. We finally figured out how to do it. And then Facebook, this is half an hour, it just took us to get this far. Facebook then said, no, this has been disabled because of no reason that they would say, and I could challenge it. I was like, well, what do I challenge? I don't even know what I'm being accused of here. So I just said, I don't know why we've been blocked. We do this show every week, and sent the notes. We'll see if that gets cleared up. There are ways around it, but I need more than like a second or two to get around it. But unfortunately, we are stuck just with YouTube. But we have a few people watching, so that's great.
Yep.
Right. So we're a little flustered because I was actually when we always have some kind of issue. This was the most devastatingly, almost put a stop to us coming out problem. Usually, and it's usually like 5 or 10 minutes right before we go live, something just happens that wasn't ready for. We were ready to go 35 minutes early. I delayed going live early because I didn't want to have, let's not have 35 minutes of lead into the show. I thought, okay, right at the half hour mark, then I hit stream, and then that was when it all happened. So maybe had I gone live 5 minutes early, we would have realised the problem and been able to get around it. But unfortunately, anyway, complaints. Facebook suck.
Yep, Facebook has slowly been deteriorating in my view, almost to the point where I don't know if I want to continue on with Facebook. I mean, unfortunately, there's some people that I can only get a hold of via Facebook. That's the only way that we're able to connect. So I just don't know what to think about Facebook anymore. Before, it was no problem. You could easily share this and promote that, and you could invite people to come watch your videos, and it was easy. And now it just seems like it's so difficult. They've made it more difficult than it has to be. So it just seems. I don't know what to do.
With no clue what it was that I did that got us blocked. So I mean, I can't even avoid doing whatever it was. I don't know what it did. Anyway, I just want to say hi to Chris. Thanks for coming over to YouTube, Chris. Very much appreciate it. Hopefully other people will see the notes we left on Facebook there and will come and join us as well. We usually get a lot of silent people watching, but we do appreciate the people who are active in the chat. So thanks again, Chris.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us today, Chris. So,
okay, now with the rants.
Chris often does.
The rants and the anger over with, we need to introduce our guests. So our guests are a couple of very handsome, very talented chaps from Winnipeg. They've been together since 2012. They've had one CD release. We are going to get a clip, if not an entire song, from their very first concerts back in 2012. they've written dozens of songs, probably hundreds of songs actually. Working up to a new CD, maybe 2 coming up this year, and re-releasing some old stuff as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to It's All in the Mind. Oh,
hey!
Well, that was
we are our own guest today. Hopefully, this doesn't create a paradox that destroys time and space.
Maybe that's the problem.
But
maybe that was our Facebook problem. Was that?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, it was like that Star Trek thing with the robot. Here's 2 bits of logic that contradicts and his head explodes.
Yeah, there you go. So
that was Facebook.
It's gonna be great. Everybody who's been a big fan of our support, let's try that again. It has been a few sleepless nights since my son has been born, so you'll forgive me if my mind is a little off kilter. Let's try that again. It's going to be a blast for all of our fans and the people who have supported us to go back and watch I would say this is our very first performance that we have.
Well, it was definitely the very first. It was the very first concert, and it's likely to be the very first song. I didn't record the set list, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty damn close. If it's not the first one, it's the first or the second one, I'm sure. But that'll be coming up in about the half hour. Well, I guess in 20 minutes. We'll do that right at 2:30 for those of you here in Central Time.
So I guess the thing that we could talk about or sort of explain is how on earth did this venture get started? We've mentioned it before a couple times in the show, but since it's our interview, Mark, why don't you tell us, how did you meet that Starwolt bassman who's been fortunate enough to
I think you pronounced it wrong.
Alongside.
I think you pronounced it wrong. I think it's pronounced bassman. With the jazz hands.
Yes, that's actually part of it. I think
I should show you. Actually,
contract.
I've got the jazz hands on my when Ryan texts me or something. I've got jazz hands comes up. Anyhow, right. Because it's funny.
When Mark shows it shows the stall, which is a nod to something we could talk about later. Tip a hat to our CD release party, and we can expand on that.
Oh, right. Well, the stall is this again? You use those pronunciation.
Yes, the stall.
Although we can maybe just quickly jump in the stall, which is a short form of my last name. And because in many ways I was like the Fonzarelli being his last name, so people would always call me Stal. So among other things, there were some rude things as well people called me, but a lot of my friends would call me Stal.
I can't repeat some of the things that people have called me, so we'll just
let's talk about the CD release party. That'll be definitely something. I'm going to make sure we don't forget that. We can talk about the Stal. What is that? It's a noun. No, it's not me.
Yes, so we'll whet your appetite, so to speak. That pun will make sense in about probably whenever we decide.
I'm not sure that's a pun, but okay, yes. Okay, you know what? We've got an hour to fill. I've got a whole ton of live songs prepared. We did tease some live music, so I'll get to do a live song right away. Which one should I do? I've got a short list here. Oh, I know. I'm going to play a song that I think we've done live several times, a song called I've Never Looked Back. And that seems to be... we had actually did a partial recording, years ago. We were going to release it as a single. And for some reason, I think Ryan couldn't do the bass line, something along those lines. And then it just was so long, I forgot about it. And it's not going to be on the next CD, so maybe it will. But let's do that song. Let's do let me get these up here. And it seems to be fitting because it's one of those things. Oh, we got Elna has joined us from South Africa. Hey, yeah, Elna, thank you so much.
Yes.
Glad you found us.
Yes, absolutely wonderful that you could join us. And Chris also, and now he's also said, Chris has called us Rye and Stall, and Rye spelled R-Y-E.
Nice.
So,
well, Shane was at the CD release party. He might remember what the style was.
Yes.
Okay, right. So I'm going to give you a rest from Ryan's.
Right, I'll give you the spotlight there.
Oh, and I've got to do something else here. Yay! Here we go. Right, got to get the flashy lights on. Yeah, so I thought Never Look Back, at least from the title's point of view, was a good way to start a song, because it's definitely my musical relationship with Ryan. Had to be specify the musical relationship with Ryan. We've had a lot of fun. We've had our ups and downs, as everyone does, but I've never looked back. It's always been great. I've always, even though we have our disagreements, I've always gone back, and we've always made up, and we've always remained best of friends. This song is actually about my relationship with my wife, say my current wife. I think that's right, and of course all the history that comes with relationships as you get later in life. This was glad to be with who I'm with. So I've never looked back. Oh, always got to do something. There we go. I could never look back. It's full of things I'd rather forget. I won't take the chance. I choose to recall the memories we're making here. They're worth it all. Thinking of you, thinking of you with me, thinking of you with me at my side. Oh, I've never looked back. I could never turn around. There's nothing there I care to see. There's no glancing back. It was a long way to come, far enough to know I have arrived. This is where I stop. Thinking of you, thinking of you with me, thinking of you with me at my side. Oh, I've never looked back. I would never think to go when I have everything I need right here. There's no going back. I will never leave your side. I gain more than I ever dreamed. I've got you. Thinking of you, thinking of you with me, thinking of you with me at my side. Oh, I've never looked back. Never looks back. Who never looks back? Never looks back. Hey, thank you much. Come back, Ryan.
And here we go. Yeah, I know that immediately I was thinking, oh, I can't place that song, and then that first couple of chords I was like, oh yes, I remember this song. And I remember having just I don't know if it was timing or what it was, but I remember struggling with that song. Some comments actually from the peanut gallery here. Our good friend Elna asked, current wife, ? How many were there? And I actually had responded, both of us, both Mark and myself, have been married, divorced, and remarried. So I think that's one of those things that we probably would just connect.
I'm sorry, I got to interrupt you there. Right? I just saw your comment on Facebook there. Both Mark and I have been married, divorced, and remarried to women, to other people, not to us.
Some context. Actually, you know, it kind of works because playing as long as we have. Can't believe it. Oh, I know. I think people understood what I was trying to say. Yeah.
Well, it was
just in case anybody hasn't realized, I suffer from foot in mouth syndrome. I like to put my foot in my mouth often. So,
well,
but actually, at one point we were playing together for a long time. Things went really well, and then about the time my daughter was initially born, things kind of fell apart, obviously, because things were a little hectic for me, and I couldn't make as many practices and couldn't just commit to the time. And so we actually separated for a bit, and then we came back and started up in this endeavor. So it kind of was like...
And when we used to play at the Loft, I would... a couple of times I came in through the door and someone would say, your wife's already here. First time I was like, well, I just left her at home. And then, Ryan was always... from time to time has been referred to as my wife in the past.
It just kind of becomes one of those crazy things. It's like that person that you're at work. We've always joked at work that the coordinator at our office who takes care of all the scheduling and stuff like that. She's exceptionally good at her job, but she's like, listen, I am your work wife. So it's kind of the same idea, right? So my musical partner, so to speak.
Yeah, there we go. Yes. How do we follow that? I don't know now. I think they would.
I don't know. Probably with another song would be a good.
Yeah, all right. Let's do one more song, and then we'll talk about that one a bit. Then we can see what conversation comes out from that song, and then then we'll play the video that we promised you.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I think that's a plan.
Keep you coming for it. There you go. Decide which one to do yet, haven't I? Well, that's why I wait till Ryan comes on, because it looks kind of silly and I go off forever. Although infinite me's are not a bad thing, in my opinion. Anyhow, right. Okay, I got to decide what I'm doing now. Panic. Okay, here's a song. Chris Lady's getting impatient in the chat there. Well, because we prepared this so well. Okay, so the song is a song that actually the only song I've done in on stage where I had the words in front of me, and it was at the Loft, and I had just written it, and it was actually for an open mic, not for a thorough show. And we can talk about what this is about. Leave your thoughts. What do you think it's about in the thoughts? And a second, getting my screen sorted here. And here we go. It's called Sacred Grove. In the shade of the sacred grove, the greenwood I call my home. I lie before an altar of leaves, worshipping the goddess of the tree. The sacrament seems right, I bring forth my sacrifice. I give to her all I possess, no other way can I profess. In the sacred grove, you will find me there. Wandering through the ferns, marvel at the sun's return. In her hand I hold the faith, oh, I will remain if I should have to wait. A new day just begun follows the waning sun, laughing as we enjoy our time, savoring that glass of wine. In the sacred grove, you will find me there. I offer her my all as I sing the rituals. Songs of hope she brings to me, and I give her my soul, oh so joyfully. I'm still with her there, feel her fingers through my hair. I close my eyes and see her again in my vision that shall never end. In the sacred grove, you will find me there. In the sacred grove, you will find me there. In the sacred grove. Well, thank you, Ryan. Are you with us?
I still am.
There we go.
Here. Yes. Yeah. I remember us playing, practicing that song a lot, and I just think it's one of those ones where, correct me if I'm wrong, it didn't feel like we could get, it just didn't fit well with the two of us playing. And I think at one point I just kind of gave up and said, "Oh, I said," I think you said, and he said, how do you feel about me just playing this one solo?" And I think at that point I was like, good, because I just can't.
Yeah, actually, I don't. When we first did that song, I'd just written it, so we hadn't rehearsed, and it is actually on the list of songs that's we're waiting for a bass line. So see what you can do with it. I think this song does really go well as or could I say go well as a solo piece, just a acoustic guitar and the voices, because I had some harmonies, and I made that guitar sound nice and fat with some double tracking and whatever else, and some other tricks. But I think a bowed bass would sound nice on that.
I was perfectly fine to say, yeah, that's great. And it's one of those things where the relationship that we've had in our endeavor here has always been one of like, yeah, you know what, if it works better as a solo piece, why fix it, right? Like, yeah, and I think that's sort of been it. And I'm more than happy to give it another go. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
I might try doing something on the big girl there, and I think at one point I because I didn't have the big plate or the big bass, and I couldn't bow, I was using the reverse pedal, and it's something about the timing, and it just didn't work very well. So okay.
I think the real reason why we didn't do it is probably more situational. Is that we were playing pubs and clubs at that point, so we had a drummer.
True.
And I think the only song that we ever really slowed down, so we'd play some slower love songs, was when I kicked everybody off stage and I did my rendition of "Yesterday."
True.
Beatles song. So I think that was as much. I don't think we practiced as much as you remember, but you've definitely heard the song many, many times, and you have. The recent recording, actually, you must have listened to a few times to keep it nice and fresh.
Yes, I have. I definitely have.
So Elna says the song is postulating the song is about a man that's kind of drunk or high, thinking of a lady and having dreams and feelings for her. Could it be about Ryan since Mark sang it? Well. No, on every single account. The idea was.
I am handsome.
Well, he definitely says that. I know he is because he keeps telling me. The song itself actually was a little bit of an intellectual exercise. Started off that way. It was I have a evangelical background. Not really into that stuff anymore, but I was into. A lot of the music. There's some really good music actually for hymns and lots of that Christian worship music, and a lot of the lyrics in there are almost a love songs, a hymn to her, and usually it's God is the man and the church is the woman. And I thought, well, I want to change that around, and I want to make the woman the God. Or the object of worship, and using lots of different worshipy kind of or religious themes, and of course then there's a big pagan element in there as well. So that's kind of where the language came from. Then from there it became actually a love song about my feelings for my wife, the current one, the final one, the last one. Not that that's going to end. It's just that Anyway, no, there'll be no. Okay, I'm going to dig myself into a hole if she's watching this. Love you, Huddy.
Lucky me, Jess doesn't watch the show very often, so I feel like we're okay here.
Yeah.
She would just roll her eyes anyways. She'd be like, oh, whatever.
Yeah. And it's one of those songs too that I actually made up that first chord I'm picking. I have no idea what it's called, but it's an E minor variant, and I just find it very easy to play. It's fun to sing, so I tend to play that one all the time. It's kind of a warm-up song, I guess, in many ways. I've got a few of those, but that's one of them. Okay. Have we made everybody wait long enough?
For our first concert,
here we go.
At least the first couple of songs within.
There we are. Right, so we'll just, right before we get going, we'll just put it into context. This was about 2012. We talked about how Ryan and I met in the how we met in the very beginning. So I think we need to necessarily go into that. But the very first show we did was a Beatles. It wasn't a tribute show, but a Beatles show. We played Beatles music. We played for about an hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes, something like that. An hour of solid Beatles music. We didn't have enough to fill the full hour and a quarter with Beatles songs, so we sang a few originals. And this is one of the songs that were right at the very beginning. Oh, it was at, I should tell you where it's at as well. It's at a place called Scope, which is a thrift store that used the proceeds to help people with mental issues. I'm not sure if that's the politically correct term, but I think you understand what I mean. It was a great cause. We were there many times, and I was out there I was helping out, volunteering in some other areas as well. So here we go. Let's get on with this. This, you can tell this is right at the beginning of the show because I still have my jacket on. Here we go.
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my love to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing those lips I am missing, and hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my love to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, all my loving, all my loving I will send to you.
Yay!
Well, thank you very much.
There we go. So that was, I think the room. I'm trying to remember how many people were there. I think it was probably about 30 people. There were several tables set out in a cafe kind of a feel there. The song was actually recorded right next to the speaker. There were two big speakers at the front of the stage from my point of view, and the one on the right, and it was just the other side of that, and it was an old, well, it wasn't old then, but it was an old iPhone, so it was getting just the side sound off the speaker. So that still sounded pretty good. And that's why I was a little bit distorted in places, just because it was right next to the speaker. But Ryan, you look so young. What the hell?
Yeah, 2012. That was what, 9 years ago? My goodness.
Yeah.
9 years ago, I would have
lost some of
been
your hair?
just.
But my hair is
no, I didn't actually have much more hair than I have now.
Oh.
I might have had a little bit more, but I would have shaved it just to try and keep it.
And I'm lucky that my hair is. I've got all my hair and it's all jet black. That's nice.
Yeah, there you go. I think I would have had less gray in my beard, but that's because I had kids, and in my hair. So, yeah. Oh man, I was listening to that and I was just bopping along, and I was like, because it was just a cell phone recording, right? And it's right by the speaker. I couldn't really hear what I was doing, but I was watching my fingers, and I'm like, as I'm playing, I was like, I seem to remember doing a walk through that song. And then there was a point where you had sort of like hit a chord, and I had did that do 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 do, and I was like, oh, I did, yes, I did remember this track. And I think it was my habit of walking that probably sealed the deal with Mark and I playing. I mean, we lined up, and obviously I don't walk on the bass for every song, but I think that's what ultimately sealed it. I remember we were jamming out at Mark's place, probably the first or second time that we ever played, and I think we did. Was it Hey Jude, or it was either Hey Jude or it was Hey Jude. And I had done sort of like a bit of a walk, sort of a really jazzy walk, but it wasn't like a super bouncy kind of walk like that one. And Mark's like, well, hold on, stop. And I was like, what? Did I do something wrong? He's like, no, let's try that again. I like what you're doing there. It just kind of like, it's almost like I threw him for a loop there. Yeah.
Don't you forget.
And it was like, that was it. I think I was in. Settled.
And it's one of those things too that you learn is don't practice the mistakes. If you do screw up the song, go back and play it properly. When you're preparing for a show, it's different. You've got to learn the song well enough to recover. But you want to be rehearsing it the right way, and then so that's kind of why that's in my head. Go quick before you forget it. That's probably what was going on.
Yeah.
So we got a couple of comments in the chats. We've got Chris Lady says very John, and I agree. I modelled, I think, a little bit of the way I approach performing on John Lennon, particularly, they've got the lips there and the eyebrows, and I haven't got, my nose is a slightly a smidge broader than his, I think, not as pointy.
There you go.
But yeah, and sometimes a little bit of the voice as well. It's kind of really hard. It's the same when I do Dylan covers. It's really hard for me to not do that Dylan gravelly thing. Chris says sweet alabaster, which is nice, thank you. And then asking, was that hair? I'm not sure who that was to, but Ryan was wearing a hat.
It was cleverly covered by a flat cap, and there was a little bit more on the sides.
My hair is so thick and black that you only think it's a hat.
Exactly. I can say that get up with the skinny jeans and the green and white plaid with a cardigan over top and a flat cap was my go-to for like at least 2 years. That was my stage performance.
Yeah.
And the only difference between me on like when we weren't performing was I would just change the shirt. I wouldn't use the grain. Hi, sweetie. Oh, you got some gum. You stole my gum, did you? Are you gonna say hi? Can you say hi to everyone? No, you're gonna be shy.
Millions of viewers right across the world.
All 6 of them, and one of them is in South Africa. Yeah. All right, you just showing me you got your gum? Okay.
Lovely.
See you later, sweetheart. Okay.
Okay, so Elna says, I love Mark's guitar skills. Nice, thank you so much. And I did notice your compliments earlier about my voice, so thanks, Elna, on that one. There is a question for Ryan in the chat that I wanted to ask him, but to make sure
do I sing? Yes.
Yes.
I can sing.
Do you sing?
Do I sing for this group? No. So in like most Winnipeg musicians, especially if you're trying to do it full time, I had another project that I was doing. I finally got brave enough to do background vocals, but you don't have to vocalize very much when you're playing in a hard rock or heavy metal band. You just have to kind of double it. I did play around with some harmonies, but we were playing in totally different keys and totally different genre of music. I leave all the singing to Mark. I could be convinced to try, but we just got to the point where it's like, hey, it sounds fine with just Mark doing it.
There was one song we're still threatening to give it a go as practicing pretentiousness, where Ryan would play the guitar and I would play bass, and that is not a joke. That is something that we really have been talking about.
Yeah. Oh, geez. If oh my goodness, I'd have to dig that up. That was one of those things that I showed to Mark. Do you remember what we were doing when I first played that song for you? We were sitting at Canada Drugs. I have a very vivid memory of this because I was sitting there thinking because I was trying to kill an afternoon. I didn't want to go back to the office. So, and I don't think you were too anxious about trying to get any other projects started. So we're sitting in, I don't know if it was a call center area, and we had this HP 1310 multifunction printer. You remember the model number, and we had some problem connecting the scanner to the server, and it was trying to pass it through. I don't know if it was through SNMTP or LDAP or something, but we couldn't get it to go, and we were desperately trying a few things. And so you were sitting there on a terminal trying to, or like acting like a terminal, like a workstation, trying to get it to communicate through the workstation to the server. And as it's going and doing its trying to communicate, we're just shooting the shit back and forth. And I played. I was like, yeah, well, this is what I kind of want to do in my spare time, and played that song for you, which is a song called it's Jenna's song (parentheses practicing pretentiousness), which was based off an old 50s style doo-wop ballad. And I sang and played guitar and played bass and programmed the drum track. And it was for a girl who, before I met my wife Jessica, we were on a date. And we were just chatting, having a lovely time, and we were both very like hipstery kind of. I know you nobody believes me at the time, but I used to be kind of cool.
Really?
And so we were talking about the pretentiousness of the hipster scene and all that millennial garbage. And I can't remember if she said it. I think she said it, or I said it. It said something about practicing pretentiousness. And she said, "Oh, that's great." She said, "You should put that in a song." I remember her telling me specifically, "You should put that in a song," because I told her that I was a musician. And I said, "Okay, I'll deal. I'll make it. I'll do that. But I have to. The song will be about you." And she said, "Fine." And so I wrote a song about her, based on the conversation that we had. And 2 weeks later, I sent the song to her. And we had a second date. We never saw each other again after that.
No, just wooed her off her feet, off the chair, and onto her feet. Right. It's actually
it's probably
we'll definitely do one day, and it's not an empty threat. We will do it. Oh, hang on a second.
I have since transposed it.
I turned the microphone down, so sorry, but that was a bit quiet there. I was speaking through this microphone for my guitar. Oh well, never mind. Didn't seem to matter.
No, it's since I've since transposed it because I've learned more chords on the guitar. The song and the genre was based on the fact that I only knew a handful of chords, and so I've since transposed it since I've learned more in the last X amount of years that we've been playing together.
If the chords are good enough for cowboys, they're good enough for you, right?
Yeah, exactly. There you go. And I've put it into a key that I can actually sing a little more comfortable in. Yeah. And if I can ever dig up that recording, in fact, I should.
I've got it somewhere. Do you? Yeah, we can make. That's probably something we can play for a little bit later.
Sure. Yeah, if you can dig it up.
Yeah, I'll see if we can do that. We've only got 20 minutes left though. I just wanted to say the main reason why I picked one of the main reasons I picked that song from the show is because we've done that All My Loving once, and it's not part of our regular repertoire. We haven't done it since. I don't think we do a lot of Beatles songs or several Beatles songs. We're trying to pick that one, and there was actually some really nice bass work in there, Ryan, by the way.
Yay!
Right, I think we are probably up for another song. And it was a song that I think we've been doing for years, but it was all part of the. It was on our CD, and therefore we sang it at our CD release party. And that little nugget of what the style was, and not me, a different the style. We'll talk about that afterwards. But yeah, we'll do this song, which I have frequently introduced accurately as a love song inspired by ancient aliens. Ooh. So if you're not familiar with our work, if you are familiar with it, you know exactly which one it is. But if you're not, it's called Absolutely Crazy. All right, here we go. So get my guitar back, get everything on. Oh. See, when I have a guest, and I'm doing it with the guest, I can do this. I can get ready while they're playing, and you can't see me. Anyhow,
that's been one of those songs. Absolutely crazy. We've had so many iterations of that song because we've had different people sit in on different groups, but the core of the song has never really changed too much. But we've had so many different things that I was like, oh, that just sounds really cool, and then it never works out, right? So The other person never sticks around. So, anyways, without further ado, here it is. Absolutely Crazy.
Remember, ancient aliens inspired love song. Absolutely Crazy. I have taken the time to find the truth. I turned over rocks and stones, nothing was right. Romance was devised by the government, you fool. I've seen completely through the conspiracy of love, it's insanity. Oh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely mad about something. Oh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely crazy too. Oh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely mad about someone. I think I might just be absolutely crazy for you. You can't lie to me, I know all there is. I've pondered everything, the meaning of life. I know the secrets of the Egyptian pyramids, the riddles of ancient times, they'll blow your mind. It was aliens. I'm positively sure I'm absolutely mad about something. Oh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely crazy too. Oh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely mad about someone. I think I might just be absolutely crazy for you. It might seem like it's out there, strange at first, but it's true. And above all these things, I care about you. I'm positively sure I'm absolutely mad about something. Oh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely crazy too. Oh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely mad about someone. I think I might just be absolutely crazy for you. You can't lie to me, I know all there is. I pondered everything, the meaning of life. I know the secrets of the Egyptian pyramids, the riddles of ancient times. Yes, they'll blow your mind. It was aliens. Ooh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely mad about something. Oh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely crazy too. Oh, I'm positively sure I'm absolutely mad about someone. I think I might just be absolutely crazy for you. Oh, I think I might be absolutely crazy for you. Oh, I know I am. Yes, I'm crazy for you.
Oh man, I remember playing that song. I remember we've got that song nailed, and then I bought this. It's a bass wah, right there, a crybaby bass wah, and I had this great idea that because in between there's actually a part where Mark lets me solo, lets me do some walking and all that kind of stuff. And
actually, I don't let you solo. I insist that you do.
Yes,
I insist that you do.
Yes, not only does he tell me, he insists. Elna, yes, you very well could be an alien if you love that song. No, you're not. Absolutely not.
Yeah, if my hair was longer, I could do that George Tsoukalos thing, with the hair standing up. Anyway, but maybe Ryan, sort of Ryan, you could try that one day, Ryan.
I'll get the wig. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
I've got the solution. It's aliens. There you go.
Yeah,
that's about all I really know. But yeah, no, I remember playing that, and I remember playing. Do you remember that tea shop that we played at a couple times where they only do like a pass the hat, but it was a tea shop over in the
Exquisite Taste on Panets.
That's the one.
Yeah, that was great.
Gosh,
that was a great place.
On it.
Full room too. It was consistently full rooms.
Always. And everybody was there because, well, one, they wanted to hang out with their friends, but they wanted to see local acts.
Well, they opened it up on, I forget what evenings it was, but they opened it up on evenings just for the music. They weren't open for most late in most evenings. So yeah, people were coming there for the music. So it was absolutely phenomenal, and quite rare that you've got you had a venue where the audience was there to hear the music rather than there to just have us play background. So it was phenomenal, and they were watching the whole time.
Yes, always attentive, very good. And the I don't know if you remember the one time we were playing there. I was playing, and I got this thing, and I was like, I'm ready to show it off. And we get towards like because we always close the show off with Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. That was our and then we usually get the best response, right? And I'm playing, and all of a sudden my guitar starts fading and my bass starts fading out. I was like, what's going on here? And it turns out that there was like a loose joint, like a loose solder joint in the pickup of my guitar. And I was just like on stage, like, what the heck is going on? Trying desperately there. And so it was like, and Mark's just like, I don't know if he knew at the time. Did you know? Did you know that I had stopped? I mean, obviously you would have heard that I stopped playing.
I probably noticed I wasn't hearing much. And when something's wrong on stage, there's always lots of eye contact. So we know. We can kind of say we know something's wrong. Ryan instantly knows when I've forgotten the words to a song. Couple of times.
Mark's is usually a sheer like.
Yeah, and
mine's
and
more.
Then there'll be this. You'll see this, and then Ryan's whisper, "Shut the words out." Stage whisper the word out. Oh, okay. He's done that a couple of times, but yeah. Yeah. So I don't remember specifically, but I'm sure that I would have been aware.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was just, so it's like, what do you do? I mean, it's the last song of the night, so it's not like I missed an entire set or something like that. But it was just, so you're just like, okay, well, let's try and clap along. There you go. What do you do, right?
Yeah, indeed. Actually, I do remember now. You mentioned the clapping along. I do remember the stopping and clapping along. Yeah. Anyhow, right. Got a little off track. We promised to let the audience know what you teased them with earlier. What the hell is or was the Stall?
Yes. So I'll let Mark break it down, the actual the breakdown of it, but I'll key you all in. It was at 20. We started playing together in 2012, and by 2013 we had our album out. Right? That was 2013.
Yeah, something like that. It was either late 2012. Yeah, no, we did the CD release was 2013 January 31st.
That's right.
And it was awful cold, but we still filled the house. We still filled the house, so it was good.
Yeah, we filled the house out. We had lots of great support. So what we had done, we decided it's going to be a martini party. It's going to be a martini party, and Mark had been making a sort of a house martini for people at his place. It was unnamed. It was just the martini that he made.
No. I'll fill in the gaps. That's not correct, but carry on.
Yeah. And we decided that's what we'll do, because the whole idea was it was supposed to be like, we went in there. I had we all had white shirts or white jackets with and I had a white bow tie on. Mark had a bow tie that was undone, and I tried to keep mine on for as long as possible. And
Well, actually, to be fair, I started the show with the bow tie on.
That's right. Yes.
But as the first possible opportunity, I undid it and did my Frank Sinatra thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No. And so and the whole idea is we were supposed to be promoting this because we had a deal with the bar. They said they could make a cocktail for us, and it would be like they'd promo it for us. And so Mark just decided to do this. And so without further ado, folks, this is the stall. If you want to make and it's all in the mind martini, this is how you do it.
Yeah. So the style is the name I called it in the house, and I did it because it was as much named it after myself, but it was as much as a joke, so I could say, would anyone like the style? Because I thought it was funny. So it was the same recipe that we used, and we called it the It's All in the Mind Martini, and it was quite a good seller actually. So recipe, if you want to try it out, it is one shot of vodka, 1 shot of gin, the good stuff, that Sapphire, not that Gordon's crap. And there was what was it? The orange stuff, the not Grand Marnier. Damn it! Triple sec. There we go.
Triple sec, yes, that's it.
And then there was just a half shot of triple sec, and you have a choice to serve it with onions or with an orange peel or an orange rind. They're delicious and dangerous. And for the whole time,
they do go down quite easy.
And throughout the show, I would pick up my martini, and I'd say, "Hey, go check it out. There's a menu there, and go get it. It's all in my martini." And I'd have a drink, and I'd get the waitress to bring me up 1 or 2 throughout the show. What people didn't realise is that I was drinking, because it's clear liquid, right? It's completely clear. What people didn't realise, I was drinking water the whole night. I just had one martini, and when we were done.
You didn't really get into it until the end of the very end.
And then the sewers backed up, and then everyone got kicked out. Anyhow.
Oh, that was something we could talk about for hours.
Looking at the clock, that's a story for another time.
Yes, absolutely.
So, I'm just looking at the list of songs that I've prepared here. Do we want to do one more?
Should we do that, or do you want to try? Do we want to prove to the world that I actually can sing? Do you want to try and play?
Oh, no, you know what? No, I can't. Reason being is I'm on a different computer. So I'd have to get on my other ones, copy the file across. Yeah,
that's okay.
Yes, otherwise that would
be the only copy I have is on my phone, and my phone has died.
I could do it quick and easy if I was on the other computer, but I switched to my laptop because the live streams are more reliable, unless you're using Facebook.
Which isn't reliable at all anymore, apparently.
Yeah, so I think a good way to see the show out is we've had some of our old standards. We played a couple of them. One of them. An older song. I can find my pick. There it is. And I think it's only fair. It's only reasonable that I play one of the new ones that we are working on.
Elna says she wants me to sing for her. No, you'll never ask for that again, Elna.
Yes. Here we go. All right. So I'll actually. Yeah. Okay. This is a song that is not going to be on our next release. Excuse me, because we've only just finished writing it. Right, so Gavin and I just finished writing it. If you watched the show where Gavin was on, I did play it then. So too bad. It's a great song, and I'm going to play it anyway. It is a song that was based on an old song that Gavin had written, and I won't go into the background of that. I've got to get the lyrics on the screen. Sorry, because I don't know well enough because it's so new. It's a kind of a breakup. It's a breakup song anyway, and it's. Turn my microphones up. It's called "Like It Used to Be," written by Gavin George, and who wrote the tune for the verse, and the rest of it was written by me. Here we go. "Like It Used to Be." The distant sail fades into the misty haze, so cold I can hardly breathe. Standing on the shore, I am marooned once more. That was as cruel as the cruelest sea. Give me one more chance to try. Oh, I wanna make it right. wanna make it good, wanna make it like it really should. I have to give it one more try. I'm gonna make it right, gonna make it good, gonna make it like it used to be. The true chill wind that blew, I ignored, which passed straight through, left me shivering inside. There's no shelter here, sand is vast, not a soul is near. My companion is the receding tide. Oh, give me one more chance to try. I wanna make it right, wanna make it good, wanna make it like it really should. I have to give it one more try. I'm gonna make it right, gonna make it good, gonna make it like it used to be. Fog is in my eye, mouth is full of brine, deafened by the ocean's roar. And as the weather groans, I know the only way back home is to drop onto my knees once more. So give me one more chance to try. I wanna make it right, wanna make it good, wanna make it like it really should. I have to give it one more try. I'm gonna make it good, gonna make it right, gonna make it like it used to be. Oh, give me one more chance. I wanna make it right, wanna make it good, wanna make it like it really should. I have to give it one more try. I'm gonna make it right, gonna make it good, gonna make it like it used to be. Used to be. Here we are. And breathe. Okay, right. There you go.
So we got a couple of comments here coming in from the audience. Obviously, Chris thought it was hilarious that Elna was asking me to sing. Don't worry, Elna. There is proof that I did sing. It's okay. But Chris has also come back saying, "Great song, yeah, brilliant, even." And
thanks, Chris.
Elna,
thank you. Appreciate it.
I agree with you. So,
oh, thank you, Elna. That's,
yes. It is a really good, quite an interesting song. I've got quite a challenge ahead of me to compose some bass lines for it. So.
Drink some water. What's funny is that Elna says I should drink some water, Mark. Is that I'm old, it's cold, and so sometimes it's hard for me to make an hour to go to the bathroom. So I starve myself of water in the morning usually, and then by the time the show comes along, I'm just desperate for drinks, and you see me pretty much all the time drinking. That's why I'm just and it's I think the heating is on as well, and that dries everything up. But lots of anyway, I thought it was funny. So probably a little too much personal information there, I suspect. So we'll edit that out in post.
But you know what? Here's the thing. As somebody who's done lots of like site to site, I drive a lot for work, right? And I usually always have a cup of coffee with me, either in my mug or if I've hit a drive-through. And it's, you kind of know your own like body tolerance and stuff like that. I can sit there, I could drink a full cup of coffee and then drive to a site, and I won't have to go to the bathroom until I'm ready to leave. I sit down here and I drink half a mug of coffee before we go on, as we're sharing or whatever, right? And I guarantee you 10 minutes in, I'm going to have to run to the bathroom. I haven't even finished the thing. I don't know if it's a psychological thing about just being on camera, but it's like, there's been lots of times where it's like, you see me, like, and I move around a lot already. Like, just because I'm moving around doesn't mean I have to go pee. But there's been lots of times where it's like, need a break in the conversation. Play your song so I can pee.
You know, and it's really great, actually. It's really great, like when we have videos or we got a guest performing as well, because then you've got a natural. No one can see if you leave your seat. Anyhow, this
nobody has to know. But now
this should be for the extras, the behind the scenes stuff on the DVD that we're probably never gonna produce. Anyhow, Chris is asking us to do the David thing, and Eleanor's saying, asking what is the David thing. Well, we'll do that in just a second. We'll try and do it. We used to do it at the beginning of the show. We stopped doing it just because of the lag. We ended up laughing at ourselves too much because we couldn't get the timing right. But we'll try it for you just in just a little bit as we say goodbye. Yeah. But I just wanted to say, well, we've hit the 3 hours. It's been a lot of fun. Actually, went really fast. Yes. Next week, so while we have some of the regulars still watching, we have Jared Adams is coming on next week. So this is going to be great. We're trying to think of a good name. So Chris, I was mentioning this to you a couple of weeks ago in person that I want a name for the spots. I think the first time we did it was with Black Eyed Susie and Jared Adams. And then I called it Music Extravaganza, which sounded a bit overstated. This time we're calling it, I was thinking of calling it wall-to-wall music, but it's not really carpet music, so I wasn't really sure if that would really work. But an hour of music is what we're calling it for now. So if anyone can think of a better name, then for this segment, the idea is that Jared's going to play a song, I'm going to play a song, and it's going to be pretty much for the whole hour. There'll probably be, I'd imagine, somewhere around 8 to 10 songs. Really depends on the audience participation, and the chat will obviously give you some attention. So it's going to be a lot of music, a lot of fun. Jared's really excited. As soon as I asked him, he jumped at it, said yes. So that's great. So he was my first choice to have back on. So it'll be a lot of fun. It's just music. I'm not sure there's too much for Ryan to do, but he can host and I can do the music.
Well, and here's the thing. I'll make you a deal, Elna. If you can tune in next week, I'll practice this week my song and I'll sing for you. But only if Elna joins, because there's been such a request to hear me sing.
Really?
Yes. I will.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. He'll do it well.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll have to practice and probably keep my wife up, and she's gonna roll her eyes at me because she's actually a classically trained singer. The poor woman has to put up with my my screeching. So, but I will play the song for you, Elna, if you come and join.
That'll be fantastic.
But only
it's a deal. It's a deal, she says. I'm there like a bear. Oh, yeah. I thought bear doesn't make sense. But
we'll see you next week.
Indeed. Okay, so thank you very much for joining us. Sorry we couldn't be there on Facebook. I know we've lost a few of the audience there because of that. Hopefully things will clear up for next week. If not, we'll be back on YouTube at the very least. We'll try and figure out over the next few days. Hopefully we can fix this up. So with that, if you're interested in any of the songs, well, some of the songs that we've performed, you can check out some links in the description as well, which is only down because usually we're on Facebook and it's up, but just down in the description. You can go follow those. Oh, and I wanted to do a shout out to Daniel Vardy as well, who was originally going to be on the show this week. Technical and personal issues meant they had to bow out, but I did say we would promote some of his music. So if you want to check out links to Daniel's stuff as well in the description as well, so that would be great.
Did we get a rescheduled date from Daniel or
no, not yet. We're just a little bit of an update for everybody. We're going to take July off, so there's 5 Saturdays in July we're going to take off because I need a bit of a break for more than anything. But we'll be back in full force in August with a lot more sort of shows like this one and like the one we have next week. We've got Joe from Lots coming back as well before the break as well. And we're going to be doing the same thing. We're each going to play a song each. It's going to be a lot of performance-based music coming, and not just us talking about it. So that's to look forward to. Okay. So I think we should... Let's do the David thing. What the heck? We don't usually announce it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Okay, over to you, Ryan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. And me and my cohort here, Mark David Stallard, he uses his middle name even though he doesn't have to.
And this was Ryan Janz. He uses his middle name is also David, but he doesn't use it even though he should. And we are It's All in the Mind.
It's All in the Mind.
There we go.
That was not bad. It's been months.
Probably sounded better your end than mine. Okay, so thank you very much. And we will catch you all next week at the same time. Or don't forget, Song Club tomorrow, 3:30 Central. I'm trying to remember Soulstone and Eagle and Hook. We are doing songs from those two acts there as well. One of them is from South Africa, the other's from Winnipeg. Not in that order. Okay, so thank you very much, and we will catch you all next week. Have a great week. Bye-bye.
Oh, the invisible man.